a couple of storms just popped up literally in the last 15 minutes of some significance south of Solomons over toward Leonardtown. And the flecks of yellow is just moderate rainfall, but this is what we're more concerned about down here. And this is closer to the warm front. So if the warm front doesn't make it too far north, then that's going to keep the severe storms to the south, which is a good thing. Even so, I think we're going to see the rumble, hear the rumble of thunder as far north as Waldorf, maybe as far north as D.C. Right now, we just have light activity toward Albany, as you go out 97, George Avenue, a little bit of light activity just around East-West Highway in Silver Spring, but nothing heavy. Notice everything's in shades of green, which is light activity. All right, so where do the models have this going? This is 9 o'clock tonight, and it does have some pretty significant rainfall anyway into southern Prince George's County, into Charles County. The red that you see down there, that's probably the best chance of severe weather. It may clip St. Mary's County, certainly into the northern neck. I would be concerned down toward Reedville and maybe even King George County. Temperatures in the 40s, or the low 50s in D.C. By 10 o'clock, the activity begins to move across the bay, still kind of lingering across the northern neck. And then by 11 o'clock, another round of storms hammers the Delmarva and the ocean resorts. They've already seeing a big storm right now. Temperatures still around 50 downtown, but 40s in the burbs. Winds really began to pick up. Northeast winds pick up. Little bit concerned with these northeast winds on the shore of some beach erosion. So that's not, northeast winds not a good direction. This is midnight tonight, and temps in the 40s still. We're not looking at any precipitous fall in temperatures. I mean, by 2:30 we'll be in the low 40s, still some showers, and we could see a couple of snowflakes early tomorrow morning, but right now we're not going to issue a yellow weather alert for Friday. Okay, as you may or may not know, hopefully you do know, Severe Weather Awareness Week is this week for Virginia and also for West Virginia. Maryland's is in early April, and we've been talking about different types of severe weather and things you need to know. Let's go over a couple of things. Since we had so many tornadoes in Alabama yesterday and North Carolina today, you ought to have a plan. In green, that's where you want to go if we say there is a tornado warning. Hallway, closet, stairs, interior rooms, away from windows. You also want to cover yourself with blankets or a mattress to keep yourself protected from flying debris, because that is often cases the number one reason for injury. Now, of course, the best place to go, if you have one, is a basement. Absolutely the best place to go. But in any event, have a plan. And remember, tornadoes move very quickly. They may be around for seconds or maybe a minute, minute and a half. So don't spend a lot of time deciding where to go. Have a plan and get there, because that is important. All right, let's talk about some other things. You might be surprised about this. U.S. weather killers. Lightning, number 5, although sometimes it can be number 2. Hurricanes pretty far down the list, number 4. Tornadoes, 3. And we get into number 2 is flooding. And sometimes flooding can be number 1. This may surprise you. Heat is the number 1 cause of death. Now, that said, in 2019, it was cold. It was number 1. And sometimes lightning can creep up to number 2. For the DMV, I think the takeaways here, flooding and lightning we have to be concerned about. Not so much about hurricanes. Yes, we get the residual moisture from hurricanes, but that leads to flooding. But flooding and lightning, we really have to pay attention to. When you hear thunder, get the kids indoors. All right, so once these storms roll through, then we have winds to worry about. Winds could gust to 30 miles an hour. D.C., Leesburg, 38-mile-per-hour wind gusts possible in Hagerstown. By early morning, winds gusting 30 to 40 in the Delmarva back into southern Maryland, but still gusting over 25 in D.C. By 11 a.m. on Friday, winds still gusting 32 in Leesburg, 43-mile-per-hour winds still in Ocean City, and they're still northeastward. That's not good. That will cause some beach erosion. By 2 o'clock, they're not as strong. This is 2 p.m. Friday, but they're significant. Winds 25 about 30 miles per hour. So there are some wind advisories. Now, this is just in. Wind advisories for the parts of the Blue Ridge and Shenandoah area, and wind advisory for Calvert County and St. Mary's County and down toward the northern neck, as well as some of the ocean resorts. Winds could gust up to 50 miles an hour. These advisories going to affect at 4 a.m. tonight and continue until 11 a.m. Tomorrow morning. All right, so now with the winds and the colder air, guess what we get? Yep, wind chills. So 6 a.m. on Friday, tomorrow, feels like it's 25 in Gaithersburg, feels like it's 21 in Frederick and Hagerstown. By noon, still feels like it's 34 in D.C., still feels like it's the 20s north of town. By 6 p.m., best we're going to do is low 40s downtown and south, 30s to the north. So, we're going to go upper 40s to low 50s on Friday for highs. these are the numbers you need to think about when you're getting dressed, getting the kids dressed. 30s primarily. I would just dress for the 30s across the board. You'll be much, much more comfortable. By Saturday morning, winds less, but temps lower, so wind chills across the board will be in the low to mid-20s Saturday morning. All right. By noon, not so bad. Winds a little bit less. Wind chills generally in the 40s on Saturday. So 6 a.m. Yeah, we got a little bit of snow, maybe some wet snowflakes, but this is why we're not issuing a yellow weather alert. This gets out of here pretty quickly. Temps up 30s, upper 30s, low 40s. By 8:30, primarily just clouds, and then by 1 o'clock we'll see some breaks in the clouds, and temperatures will be in the low 40s by then. And then by Friday evening, if you're trying to do something outdoors, socially distant, it's going to get cold very quickly. So heaters and some kind of partition for the wind would be a good idea. This is 5:30. Temperature-wise, doesn't look so bad. The temps in the 40s, but when the sun goes down, it will fall very, very quickly and get cold very quickly. So, weekend forecast. Breezy early on Saturday, but brisk. By the way, spring arrives on Saturday morning at 5:37. Cool but pleasant on Sunday, 62. Probably the more comfortable of the 2 days will be Sunday because of less wind and a tad bit warmer. Yes, spring officially arrives early in the morning. Well, there's the Earth, there's the sun, so we have this vernal equinox. It occurs in spring and also autumn. The autumnal equinox is sort of the same deal. Why? Because the Earth's centered, and the sunlight's directly over the Earth, equal, and we have equal day and equal night in both hemispheres. Don't email me or tag me. I know that the sunrise and sunset times is not exactly the same on the day of the spring equinox. That's because the Earth's atmosphere bends the light a little bit. I think that this year it occurs a couple days before Saturday's date. But generally, equal day, equal night for the spring equinox and also for the autumnal equinox as well. Okay, cherry blossom facts. We've talked about this before. Average peak is the 4th. Earliest is the 15th, back in 1990. We had no winter that year, I'll tell you that. Latest is the 18th of April in 1958. Last year's peak was the 20th, and the forecast this year is the 2nd to the 5th. I think it's going to be a little bit earlier than that. So right now, we are in stage 2 of the cherry blossoms, all right? And last year, we were, at March 9th, we were already in stage 3. March 12th, we were already in stage 4, and already puffy white by the 16th. So I think we're going to see this updated a little bit, but we're way behind last year's plan, last year's, I guess, progression, if you will. Okay. Again, we're going to hold off on a yellow weather alert on Friday. You know, an early morning snow shower, rain shower possible, then just blustery, 52, dress for the 30s. Upper 50s on Saturday, and then low 60s, cool but nice on Sunday. Really pretty good day. And then, temps go up a little bit. Low 60s Monday and Tuesday, mid 60s Wednesday, although clouds will come in. And then Thursday, showers and storms roll through. This storm is going to be well to the north and west of us. That will drag up some warmer air, some more unstable air, and give us a chance for thunderstorms on Thursday. All right, Grace, any questions? Any comments? Oh, I have, okay. Okay. Sure. Okay, well, I'm at slide 1. Isn't that good? Okay. All right, welcome everybody on Facebook Live. We're going to talk about a lot of things tonight. We're talking about these storms in North Carolina that are going to move northeastward and could clip southern Maryland. We're going to talk about the cherry blossoms, the beginning of spring, and also big winds later on tonight and tomorrow. First things first, let's just update it. Okay, so there we've got this tornado warning still in Brunswick and Greensville counties until 8:30. So that's just over the county of the state line between Virginia and North Carolina. And these are the same storms that we're worried about as they move northeastward. Already we see these yellow boxes. Those are all severe thunderstorm warnings off to the east and to the south of Richmond. So we'll move up to our area. We're seeing a little bit more in terms of the yellows and oranges coming up. That's heavier activity. And this has died out a little bit, although this storm was pretty hefty around Solomons. Now it's pushing across the bay. The key to this is how far north the warm front gets. The storm itself will actually track just to our south tonight. And generally speaking, that means we stay out of the severe sector. And I think that's going to be the case tonight. But we still could see a thunderstorm or the rumble of thunder as far north as Waldorf or La Plata, maybe even as far north as D.C. So right now, not a lot. Kind of a lull in the immediate metro. Notice it's all shades of green, and that just means light to occasionally moderate shower activity. It was not a great commute home, I mean, with wet roads, but we broke our streak. We went 16 days without any measurable rainfall. That's the longest streak we've had since September of 2019. So here's the futurecast where it thinks these storms are going to go. And look for the red and the orange. That's the heaviest activity, mainly south of town. St. Mary's County, Calvert County, Northern Neck. But it does bring up some pretty good rainfall, and some of the models are bringing up some heavy rain in Prince George's County and Charles County. Not so much severe, but heavy rainfall. So we're going to watch that as we go through the nighttime hours. Temperatures upper 40s, low 50s. By 10 o'clock, everything essentially now moving across the bay, lingering a little bit down toward the Northern Neck. And then by 11 o'clock, big storms hammering the ocean resorts once again. Now, when these storms move through, we're not going to clear out. We have a ton of moisture back to the west of us. So more showers, kind of miserable temperatures in the 40s. Get the dog towels out. My dogs were just 2 balls of wet fur today. That will continue overnight. 2:30, 43 Gaithersburg, 47 D.C. Still some light showers and a little bit of rain. Okay, so this week, hopefully you know, we've been kind of highlighting this all week. It's Severe Weather Awareness Week for Virginia and also for Maryland. A couple things. In the wake of all these tornadoes in Alabama and North Carolina, it's good to have a plan. Where do I go if a tornado warning is issued? Green. Closet, hall, stairs, bathroom. You want to be away from windows. You want to also protect yourself from flying debris. Blankets, a mattress, anything, because flying debris is the #1 cause of injury. If you have a basement, yes, that's the #1 place to go. If you don't, interior room away from windows. And don't dilly-dally. Get there quickly. These storms move at 60 miles an hour. They may be in and out in 2 minutes. All right, so let's talk about fatalities and weather-related events. Lightning comes in at number 5, although it can be as high as 2. All right. Hurricanes 4, this is on the average. Tornadoes number 3. Flooding is 2. That can also be as high as 1. This may surprise you. Heat, #1 weather-related killer. Now, that said, in 2019, cold was #1. So these move around a little bit year to year, but this is the overall 30-year average. For the DMV, what do we take away from this? Flooding and lightning, very, very important to us. So if you hear thunder, you need to go inside, get the kids inside, and if it floods, you don't want to try to cross a flooded street or road. I know we say that over and over again, yet we still have video of people trying to cross it. All right, so the winds will develop later tonight. This is midnight. Winds could gust to 30, pretty much across the board. By 5:30, winds could gust to 40 down toward Patuxent River, 50 mile-per-hour wind possible at Ocean City. Even by 11 o'clock, winds still gusting 25 to 35 in the metro. And yeah, that's a forecast and a snapshot in time, but most of the models in pretty good agreement with strong winds. This is now 2 p.m. Friday, winds gusting 20 to 25, occasionally 25 to 30. And because of that, we have a wind advisory, St. Mary's County, Calvert County, Northern Neck. That goes from 4 a.m. to 11 a.m. And this was just issued for the Blue Ridge out to the west of us. Also, gusts up there could be 40 to 50 miles an hour. With the wind comes, well, wind chills. Yep. So it's going to feel like it's 25 tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. So bus stop tomorrow. Bundle the kids up for the 20s. Don't worry so much about that leftover rain or snow shower. That will not be around long. This is the main thing you got to worry about is temps. 34 wind chill at lunchtime. 35 in Fredericksburg. By 6 p.m., it's a little better, but not much. Feels like it's low 40s, D.C. south. Still feels like it's in the 30s. Hagerstown, Gaithersburg. Frederick, Winchester, Martinsburg. So essentially dress everyone for the 30s on Friday. Saturday morning, it's colder with less wind, so it's kind of a wash, but temperatures will feel like it's in the 20s across the board. Of course, many of us will actually be in the 20s Saturday morning. By Saturday at noon, winds, a little bit better, a little bit breezy, but wind chill's not crazy in the low 40s. All right. 6 a.m. tomorrow. Yeah, this is a little blue there. It could be a little bit of wet snow. Not as pronounced as some of the models had it yesterday. They actually had a whole, line of snow showers pushing through. Kind of hit or miss, which is why we're not going to issue a yellow weather alert for Friday. By the time we get into 8:30 in the morning, everything's pretty much gone. A couple showers down toward Tappahannock, and then breaks in the cloud cover by 1. It's blustery, not the greatest day in the world, but At least it'll be drying out. And then by 5:30, we're clear. Temps upper 40s, mid 40s north. So if you're going to have it's Friday night, you have a socially distant outdoor gathering, it's bundle up. It's going to be rather cold. If you can get out of the wind, I would recommend that. So the weekend looks great. I mean, it's dry, so that's nice. 57 Saturday. Breezy early and brisk. And then cool but pleasant on Sunday. Probably the better of the 2 days on Sunday, but again, you can do stuff both days. No worry about rain or anything. Okay, spring arrives on Saturday. It will be a blustery start to spring. What does that mean? That's the vernal equinox. So there's the Earth. The sun's rays are directly over the equator. That means equal day and equal night in both hemispheres. This occurs at 5:37 in the morning on Saturday. I know what you're thinking. Hey, the sunrise and sunset time does not match DC on Saturday. I know. It's close. It's always within a couple of days. I think in this case, it's a couple of days before Saturday. The Earth's atmosphere bends the light a little bit, so it's not exactly equal day and equal night on that date. But that's what that means. We also have an autumnal equinox, which is in the fall. Same deal. Equal day, equal night. All right, let's talk about the cherry blossoms. Average peak the 4th, and that's about what they're saying this year. It's the 2nd to the 5th. Earliest peak the 15th of March, 1990. We had no winter then. Latest peak 4/18, 1958. And then last year's peak, I think, was the 20th, although I think some areas actually reported the 17th. But it was early last week, the 20th. So we're not nearly at that pace. We are, though, in stage 2. That occurred on the 16th. But we were in last stage by the time it was the 16th of March last year. So I think what's going to happen, we'll probably see them maybe updated a little bit, maybe late March or early April. I would say like 28th of the 2nd if I had to pick dates. All right, that's what I'm thinking. All right, so we'll hold off on the yellow weather alert for Friday. Morning rain or snow shower, don't worry about that. Worry about the blustery conditions and the wind chills in the 20s and 30s. Breezy and brisk on Saturday, 57. Cool but nice on Sunday, 62. Yes, Sunday probably be the better of the 2 days. Monday and Tuesday look great. I mean, low 60s Monday, Tuesday, mid 60s Wednesday. A few clouds, but the day's fine. And then Thursday, some showers and storms and warmer. We'll be in the upper 60s on Thursday. Thursday, the main storm goes well west of us and north of us, and that will put us in a warmer and more unstable area of atmosphere, as opposed to tonight when if that warm front doesn't make it north, we're going to be in good shape. Now, back to the beginning. Grace, any questions? Yeah, I bet it is. Okay, we saw that on radar. Yep. Keep going. I'm going to adjust this for just a second. Catlet should be okay. I don't see anything severe in Catlet tonight. The garbage cans may blow around with the winds up to 30, but I would not. I wouldn't worry about that. That looks okay. They're going to be okay. Okay. I'm going to adjust this for everybody. So the tornado warning, I'm going to actually zoom in on this for a second here. So there's the tornado warning just over the border there. There's in Henrico County. I'm trying to, there's 95, okay. Okay, so this is going to probably cross over 95 soon here. And then I'm going to bring this back a little bit over here to show that we're actually getting some stuff over toward the northern neck already. Okay. And then this is, this is, it's some pretty good rains showing up now down into Newland and Leonardtown and Solomons and, Lexington. Yeah, Tappahannock. Pretty good rains right now. But in the metro, in the immediate metro, it's pretty quiet. I can actually let me just do one thing to this. We'll put this on a little better radar. Yeah, not much different though. Not much different. Any other questions, Grace? I can fire this up again here. No? Okay. We'll go through this again. It's 8:23. I do. Okay. All right. I think we're in pretty good shape here. We can put this in. Okay, we'll put that in there. All right, we'll fire this up again, go through this again. So I just adjusted this a little bit since the storms are moving so fast. If you look carefully here, you see the magenta. That more than likely is hail, and it's very common for thunderstorms that have tornadoes to have hail as well. And this is a pretty good thunderstorm, stretching really from North Carolina across the border, and then sort of along 85 and 95 up toward Petersburg. That's an intense storm. This is a pretty big storm too around Williamsburg. That's just a severe thunderstorm warning. This is still a tornado warning in effect until 8:30 for Brunswick and Greensville. So we'll see where that storm's going to go. That's either way, that storm's going to head across 95. Would not want to be on 95 headed down toward North Carolina. Further north and east, again, this is that storm in Williamsburg, but notice these storms popping up to the north, and we'll watch that carefully. Those are certainly going to hit the Delmarva later tonight. Right now, the heaviest rain, this continues to increase a little bit. See the yellows and oranges from Leonardtown to just south of Colonial Beach down toward Port Royal. And this just is moderate rain down toward Newland and Scotland Beach. Everybody else just has light rain, so really going down from Waldorf to La Plata. Roads are wet. I mean, it's not very much fun to drive around right now, but it's not heavy. And there's just spotty showers for the time being up 270 past Rockville into Germantown. And again, this will pick up for everybody later tonight once the storms roll through. So here's what Futurecast is thinking. See the flecks of red? That's pretty heavy activity. And that's essentially into southern Maryland, northern neck. Showers continue off to the west. By 10:30, most everything is now essentially across the bay except for our friends down in the northern neck around Newland. Still some big storms possible there. And then by 11 o'clock, now we're hammering the Delmarva with storms and some big winds. And our winds will really pick up too around midnight. By midnight, also the shower activity and rain picks up. Temps around 40s, in the 40s. Kind of a miserable night. It's March, kind of like a November month, it's miserable. By 3 a.m., still have some showers. Notice the temperatures are in the 40s, low 40s now downtown. So, in case you haven't been watching us, it's Severe Weather Awareness Week. We've been trying to highlight some severe weather, what's the difference between a watch and a warning, how a tornado forms, and flooding. Right now, we're going to focus on tornado safety because of all the outbreaks we had yesterday and today. So have a plan. Green is good. Closet, hall, stairs, bathroom. You want to be away from windows. You want to cover yourself with a mattress or blankets for protection. Yes, if you have a basement, that is the best place to go. But don't mess around. Get to one of these spots and have a spot in mind so when the tornado warning is issued, you know to go. Now, let's talk about weather-related events and fatalities. It might surprise you. Lightning number 5, and this is over like a 30-year average, but sometimes lightning can come in at 2. Hurricane 4, kind of depends on if we've had a busy season or not. Tornadoes 3, flooding 2, and sometimes flooding can be number 1. In this case, that's kind of weird. Heat. Yes, heat kills more folks than you think every year. And that's not only in this country, across the globe. A lot of folks have no air conditioning and they get heat stroke. Now in 2019, it was the opposite. Cold was number 1 killer in 2019. So they vary a little bit, but in terms of the DMA, flooding and lightning, that's what we have to pay attention to for our safety. All right, we mentioned winds. Yes, midnight tonight, winds gusting to 30 downtown. Winds could gust 40 miles per hour at the shore. By 5:30, 6 o'clock, winds could gust near 40 in Patuxent River. But even 39 in Hagerstown and even well into the 30s along I-81. So no one's going to escape the winds. I mean, if it's trash night, it's going to be blown around, the trash can, the recycling. Yeah. 11 o'clock, winds still gusting to about 30. Even by 2:15, winds still gusting up to 25 miles an hour. So we have some wind advisories for Calvert County, St. Mary's County, and across the bay to the Delmarva and also back along parts of the Blue Ridge. This advisory goes into effect at 4 a.m. and goes to 11 a.m. on Friday. And yes, winds generate wind chills. So here we go. 6 a.m. tomorrow. It's going to feel like it's in the 20s. It'll be miserable at the bus stop. So don't worry about taking the umbrella at the bus stop on Friday. Worry about coats. That's much more important. By noon, we're still upper 20s, mid 30s for wind chills. By 6 o'clock, we're in the upper 30s, low 40s. So essentially, you folks north of town never get out of the 20s and 30s for wind chills. So that's what you need to dress for. Even on Saturday morning, less wind, but temps are colder, so everybody's going to feel like it's in the 20s on Saturday morning. By afternoon on Saturday, not so bad. Temps will feel like it's in the 40s. All right, futurecast, 6 o'clock in the morning. A little bit of snow here and there. See the blue? Okay. Can't rule out some snow showers or some rain showers, but it's going to move through so quickly we're not going to issue a yellow weather alert. 9 o'clock, we're dry for the most part, but still cloudy. Breaks in the clouds by 1, temps in the 40s. And by 5:30, we're clear. Temperatures still in the upper 40s, low 50s. But the wind chills. And we mentioned this earlier. Yeah, if you're going to do a outdoor, socially distant event on Friday night, bundle up. When the sun goes down, it is going to get cold. We're going for the 20s and lows, for lows, not wind chills, lows on Friday night will be in the 20s. Weekend, breezy early, brisk on Saturday, 57. Still a beautiful day. Cool but pleasant on Sunday. Temperatures in the low 60s, probably the better of the 2 days. All right, spring arrives Saturday morning. It's going to be blustery. It's the vernal equinox. What does that mean? The sun is directly over the equator, equal day and equal night for both hemispheres. I know what you're thinking. The sunrise and sunset time does not match exactly for Saturday. The Earth's atmosphere bends the light a little bit, and it occurs a couple days either side of the actual equinox. Also, the same thing happens in fall with the autumnal equinox. Okay, cherry blossom facts. Hey, average peak on the 4th, that's about what they're calling for, the 2nd to the 5th. Earliest, the 15th of March, the latest, mid-April, and last year's peak was around the 20th. So we're right now in stage 2 of the blossoms. We were way ahead last year. I mean, last year we were essentially already to the last stage. But again, forecast this year, early April, I think it may be a little bit earlier than that, maybe late March to early April. Here are the 10-day temperature trends. Aha, look at this. This is nice, isn't it? You get these temps in the 60s to around 70 Friday and Saturday. They're gonna pop pretty quickly. That's actually a pretty good trend. For the most part, once we get through the weekend, temps essentially go up. That's going to be nice. Okay, no yellow weather alert tomorrow, but dress for the 30s. I should probably put that on this graphic. Dress for the 30s. And then 57 on Saturday, bright but brisk, and cool but nice on Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, great. Mid-60s, sunshine. A few clouds on Wednesday, but dry. And then next Thursday, we're in the warm sector for that storm. So showers and some thunderstorms are a pretty good bet with highs in the upper 60s. All right. Grace, any questions? Okay. We are going to track this for you all night. We'll see you tonight at 11. And we'll also keep an eye out for the strong winds. The wind advisory may be expanded. But in the meantime, you can always follow us online. We'll see you tonight at 11. Okay.